Hello, day 267 of my 365-day adventure/challenge. And today I'm talking about write your own story. And what is so interesting that us as humans, we use our minds to make sense of the world, and we literally interpret it however it comes to us, and we create stories, or we've heard stories, and that's how we can categorize how we experience life. But we literally hear a story, or we create a story, or however the story comes into your planet, it comes in, and then you, based on your past, will decide what that means to you. And you will have beliefs about those meanings. And again, that's based on certain things that maybe you've heard from your past, or maybe things that are being presented to you right now. And so, writing your own story is super key because so much of our lives is not really functioned from us actually writing what we want to happen, like a director or an author would, but really it's stuff that's being fed to you. And tomorrow actually is a full moon, or today is a full moon, because what is it? It's like 4 a.m. And I'm totally awake. But anyways, it is such a great time for you to really start thinking about what are the stories that I keep running in my head? Like, what have I adapted and what have I written for myself? And do these still serve me? Do they not? Maybe I can elaborate on something or not. But because it is this full moon, it's a great space for people to start setting new intentions. That's something that people do all over the world when it's a full moon. And I actually don't really know like the science behind it. I know that obviously the moon will pull, and that's why like we have tides and waves and all these things, at least as far as I know. But I'm actually not sure of the science as far as what it's doing to our bodies. Because I'm like, if it affects the waves, it most likely will affect our bodies as well. And obviously, they say on full moons, weird things happen. But I don't know, is it weird or is it actually cool? And I have friends who are super in the metaphysical space and spiritual space, and they've adapted stories and they've adapted all these beliefs around when there is a full moon, you set intentions and you really kind of like throw out to the universe, so to say, what you want. But here's the deal. Let me tell you a little secret. You can do that every day. You don't need a full moon. Yet, if the full moon is something magical to you and you have a belief around that, awesome. And the moon, just like everything else in this world, is affecting us 24/7. That might seem like a whoa thought, yet it really is. And you want to know why? Because everything is connected to everything. So when one thing moves, like even that, I just moved, I'm technically going through space. Literally, this is a space right here between me and my phone, and it's shifting things. So everything affects everything. Anyways, that could be a whole other video. But regardless, I think it's still a really great anchor because most people identify with a full moon that they can set new intentions. So whatever works for you. But setting those intentions is the same thing as kind of like writing your story or rewriting your story or going through the drafts that you've been living and then really starting to, get clear on what this final draft is going to look like. Like, what is the goal? And it could be like a final chapter, right? Because we have certain chapters of our lives. However you want to take it, it's cool with me. But it's really about what are the stories we're telling ourselves and what stories do we want to be writing? Is there a new chapter? Maybe this is the never-ending story, one of the best movies ever, by the way. Or maybe you have a bunch of different stories that you live throughout your life. I feel like that's kind of like Madonna, right? She's had so many different like characters in her life, so to say. So, what are the stories you tell yourself? Do they work in your life? Do you actually want those? Are those stories holding us back? Or are these like horror stories that we're living? And write your own story. Just whatever you're doing, my biggest thing is just write it yourself, okay? And like any good author or director, you're going to watch other movies for inspiration, you're going to read other books for inspiration, and you pull from them. It's the same thing as dancers. We like look at other dancers in a class and we're like, "Ooh, I like how she does that," or "I like how he did that," or "That was really dope." And you get inspiration from people and then you kind of put your own twist on it. You know what I mean? So I think, pull from the stories of your life, uh, and then just write another one, And if you're already writing your own story, like you truly are cognitively creating, cheers to you. And I would say challenge up the creativity and see what else you can do. If you've kind of been on a plateau, level up, right? Rise up. So, cheers to writing your own story, being your own creator, your own director, your own author. Um, be the star of your thing. So, and holler to the full moon because I do love the full moon. I ran tonight, guys. Side note, ran tonight at like 9:30 at night, and it was so beautiful. And then I came home and I got my hubby to go on a walk with me with our dog, and we both were just like, "This is absolutely perfect." And these are the moments that I am so grateful I live in Southern California and just, oh my gosh, just the most beautiful night. So tomorrow I'll probably run in the morning and at night just so I can get that in again. They have this idea, and I'll probably talk about this on another video, but people do sunbathing. Well, there's also moonbathing, so that would be a fun one. Anywho, thanks for listening. Okay, bye guys.